For 9.5 part 2, we are going to work on graphing inequalities. So we have been writing them, we've been comparing them. Now we are going to graph them on a number line to show all of the possible solutions that could be true for an inequality. So when we have a less than sign, so it's not equal, it's just less than, what we do, so it doesn't matter where on the number line you put this. So I'm just going to go kind of in the middle here. You pick the number that you're comparing. So if it was 10, right, I would circle the 10. And I'm going to make this nice big open circle because it's not equaling it. It's just open because it's not including it. And then if it's less than, right, it's going to be smaller. So it will go in the less than direction. And I just draw an arrow off the number line to say it's anything in that direction. So it's an open circle. So it's got to be a nice big open circle on the number that it could be, and then anything less than that. So nice and open. So a greater than one does the same thing. So I pick the number I'm comparing it to, and I circle it, and I leave it open because it's not including it. It's not grabbing that number. But if it's bigger, right, it's going to go in this direction. So it's going to be greater than that number here. So anything from here and over is true. So it's all of these answers forever in the right direction. So now a less than or equal to sign. So if I'm comparing the number, I find the number and I'm going to fill that in. It's going to grab it and say, yes, it can equal that. So I fill that in. I'm just really struggling with that. Okay. So right, it grabbed it, said, yes, you are part of the solution. And then it's anything smaller than that. That was not a straight line, but you get the point there, right? It was less than that. And it equaled it. So when it's equal, right, we grab it and we fill it in. It's like it's making a fist, right? If it could equal 10, I grab it. Yep, 10's part of it. If not, it's open. So equal, closed, not equal is open. So a greater than or equal to sign, same thing. I grab the number and I fill it in because it can equal that. So you can see the difference. One is open, one is closed. So this closed in circle is anything greater than that. So it's equal to it and anything greater. So another way you can remember this is I kind of think of it like a garage door. So if the garage door is open, right? It's open, there's no line at the bottom to shut it. So it's open, I can see inside the garage. So it's going to be a nice open circle. I can see into that garage. There's still garage door shut. The opposite of that would be having the garage door shut, right? Boom, the garage door, boom, it's shut. Boom, it's shut. My circle is going to be filled in. It's like my garage door. Now I can't see into that garage. It's a closed circle. Boom, the door's down. I can't see it. It grabbed it and it closed it. Okay. So there's a couple ways you can remember. Every time I talk about them, I still have to think, okay, it included it. It did not include it. It's open. It included it, right? I'm thinking if it's including or not including. Is my door shut? Boom, I can see that line. I can't see inside of the garage. It's closed. Or is it open and I can see into the garage with an open circle? So there's a few ways to remember that. So we're going to practice here. Oh man, I keep losing my number lines. I don't know what is going on here. Okay, so let me, sorry. Okay, here we go. I'm going to delete this number line here. Well, you get the point. That yellow goes here. Okay, sorry guys, this is a struggle right now. So we're going to solve, write, and graph this. So we have been writing them. We have been doing solution sets. We have not solved them. We haven't graphed them yet. So let's practice that. So we have 6 h's here. That means to multiply. We need to get h by itself. I need to know what is h. So the opposite of that is to divide by 6 and divide by 6. It's exactly like an equal sign, but instead of an equal sign, we have a greater than or equal to sign. So now I'm left with h. I just bring down my symbol. This is greater than or equal to 42 divided by 6 is 7. So my new problem is h is greater than or equal to 7. So I'm going to write a solution set of things that H could equal. So those little brackets kind of mean here's some options, here's some possible choices. So I always want to ask, can it equal 7? Yes, boom, it can equal 7. Now it says H is greater than 7, so things that are greater than 7. 8 is greater than 7. 10 is greater than 7, right? I can put 100, I can put 1,000,000. I'm just keeping it easy, and that's what's on my number line, so that's going to make it easier here. So I asked, could it equal it? And then I answered a few other questions. So now we're coming here, or the number we compared is 7. So this is where I come, and I'm going to circle my 7. And now I'm thinking, ooh, it's equal to it. It grabbed the 7. It's including the 7. Boom, that door's shut. This is filled in. So I need to fill that in to include the 7. That's right. I didn't circle one of these numbers. I came back to my original problem. That's the number that we are circling. And because it had an equal sign, we included it. We grabbed that 7 in there. Now it could be 8. So I'm just going to put a little tiny dot on the 8. And it could be 10, right? And if I did 100, it would be over here, okay? Now that's telling me which direction my line should go. It says it is 7 or anything bigger than that. If that number is on this part of the number line, it is a true solution. So this is a nice way, instead of having to say every number that could be true, because we could never do that, right? We have an infinite amount of numbers that are bigger than 7. We have decimals, we have fractions, right? 7.5, 7.32, 7.0001. Like, we're never going to list all of them, but just showing this arrow, this number, 7, and anything bigger than 7 are all of your possible solutions is a lot quicker way than listing every possible solution. So once we know our inequality, whether you wrote it from a story problem, whether you solved it, whether it just gave it to you, we write that solution set. We come back to our problem and we circle the original number. And then we decide, is it closed or is it open? Is it included? Is it not included? And then we come back to our solution set. We mark the other options and then draw our arrow in the way that covers the dots. So if we would have put dots this way, then my arrow would go in the other direction. So take no more than 5 minutes, color anything in, those garages or whatever you can do to remember that it's included, it's not included.